Hello! So today we're going to take the same beat at the end of the last video, the big 22 with the 11/8 going through it. We're going to take that beat, which just for a quick refresher is... Okay, we're going to take that, and if you don't know what that is, or how you would think about and write something like that, then watch the last video. Like, subscribe, donate your life savings, all the good stuff. Yeah, so we're going to take that, which is 6/4/6/4/6/4/4/4, but it all adds up to 22, right? So you can think of it as one big measure kind of 22. And we're going to take that size, and we're going to take that same accent pattern that just runs the entire way through, and we're going to break the 22 into different chunks and keep the same accent pattern, and then rearrange it around the kit in different ways to do cool things. Okay, just to show how you can kind of stretch this concept of just this one accent pattern going over shit. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is going to be 5/4/5/4 7/4/5/4. It's going to be more of a stoppy, starty math rock thing. So the 5 is going to be, okay, the 7, and then the last 5/4. So we have 2 bars of the first one, that, and then the last one is. So all together. Okay? And then we're just going to put the ride pattern over that exactly like we did last time, which is going to start doing cool things. Oh, that was so messy. But you can see how it kind of fits together. It starts... I really like the first 2 bars. They start like synced up, but then it's basically an 11/8 against a 5/4 if you think of 2 of those. So it starts to go like just slightly out of sync and then further out of sync as it goes on. Let's just loop that a little faster, hopefully cleaner. Like 2 seconds ago, man. Something about the camera makes it impossible. Whatever. You see the idea. I don't have to look good. So yeah, that's the exact same thing we did in the last video, just with different placement of the kick and snare. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing, and you can basically not infinite, but you can have, well, you could have infinite tuplets. Basically, infinite combinations of that, just stemming from that one pattern. Infinite math rock. So what if we don't have the 11 on the right though? What if we move that around? So let's put it on the kick. So we're gonna have 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4. Well, no, that's wrong. Yeah. We put that on the kick, and then our hands are going to be doing actually the same meters as the first one, 6/4/6/4/6/4/4/4. But we're going to play that as a slow 3/2 polyrhythm, which is right. But we're going to flip it so that our 1 is on the and basically. So that puts all of our 3, all of those snare hits are going to be on our natural backbeats, and then basically every 3rd quarter note we're just hitting the ride. So. And at the end we just alternate for the 4. And then we just put the kick with that. So slowly that's... Okay, so it's got a lot more space. That completely changes the character of the type of thing we're playing, right? The other one was just a little bit more lopsided than the first guy. This was just a totally new thing, but it's still in 22. It still has the exact same polymetric accent pattern. It even has the same time signatures as the first beat. It's kind of a really big open, almost like a Jinty Doom thing in my mind, like some sort of breakdown. I guess loop that a little faster. Garbage foot. You see the idea. Playing like shit today. Yeah, so that's all that one is. And then lastly, we have, I guess second to last, but the last beat we have is going to be, we're going to put the 11 in the snare hand now. And our foot and ride are going to be marking 5/8 all the way through until the final two counts, which will just be a 2/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just at the end. So 1, just a sextuplet to bring us back into the 1. And then our snare hand is just the entire way through until the sextuplet, I guess. And what that's going to do, so 5/8 is 11/16. They're the exact same time signature, right? So this is, did I say 11? 10. 5/8 is 10/16. This is 11/16. So they're 1/16 note apart, which means they're going to start in sync and then drift apart, out of phase by exactly a 16th note every iteration. And it's going to have a really cool kind of interlocking and then sliding apart effect. So slowly that's... Okay, a little faster. Okay, so that one's pretty cool, and you can see how they start locked together and then they just drift apart. And that's it. Those are 4 totally different variations of how to subdivide 2 with the same accent pattern. But let's play them all back to back, because then we start to do something really cool. We're gonna have, you can think of it, if you're thinking of it as measures of 22, you can think of it as like a 4-part pattern that's just really long, and it's constantly changing the entire way through, but every transition is the same distance apart. They're all 22 counts apart, and they all have that 11 accent pattern running through it, even though it moves from the ride to the kick to the snare and then back to the ride as you go through. It still has that consistent pulse, even though everything else is changing around it and everything's changing at consistent times. So it kind of feels interconnected, and you can write some really cool parts like this. So yeah, let's just loop them all and see how that does. just in a death spiral. You see the idea, that first, we should just cut it after the first loop. Oh, God. Honestly, part of me is panicking because last time the camera cut out, and I keep thinking like, God, I gotta play fast, I gotta rush fast, I gotta rush fast. Refresh. Before it cuts out. I want the battery to just abruptly die on me. My head's not in it. But hopefully you can see the things. I feel like this is a pretty short video, so maybe we'll just end it about here. But yeah, and you can apply this concept to anything. Obviously, you don't have to take exactly this pattern, but you could take exactly 22/4 with this accent pattern and write like 15 different patterns that sound nothing like this, right? You could do that, or you could take different accent patterns or different lengths and just kind of go wild. It's a very, very simple concept with a lot of possibilities. In fact, I'm kind of cheating myself by doing 2 videos on it. So maybe one day I'll revisit this with some more patterns using this concept. Because there's a lot you can do with it. Even with like smaller numbers, you get like a good way to start would just be taking like 7/4 and just breaking that up. Maybe have like one consistent part somewhere in it. And then just play 4 bars of 7/4 and have none of them, break all of them up into like smaller 16th note bars. What is 7? 28? So just break 28 into smaller numbers and chain them together and do that 4 times and have something consistent somewhere in there, and now you're jamming in 7/4 like you're probably used to, but it sounds really, really alien and cool, and you're doing crazy shit. But yeah, that's it. If the camera battery hold up, I don't know how much time we have. I'm just gonna start playing to kind of vindicate myself. But the video's over. The video's done. I'm just gonna play the thing to the cat's coming in here. Just gonna get started. Because I've been playing so bad and I feel bad about it. Oh my God. No. Oh my God. We're done. We're done. We're done. I'm not gonna waste your time. I can only do things when it's not recording, man.